Good evening guys, this is Gareth from Burning Gas Hauling Ass. So I'd like to start this video off with just giving you a little introduction of why I've actually started making these videos. The last video you guys have probably seen was my video log on my other project bike, my Night Roads, my 2008 Night Roads Harley Davidson Night Road Special. As you can see, it's probably quite an individual piece. I'll provide a quick link for that video if you guys want to see it. It was only done just last week, but I'll provide that link anyway to make it easier for you guys. So the reason behind this video, or these videos I shall say, because I'm going to carry on because I think they're great. I think YouTube's a fantastic place to get information from, especially for if you're starting out doing anything, whether it be motorcycles, vehicles, skiing, gardening, whatever you want to do. So during my journey as a motorcyclist and modifier of motorcycles, I always found it difficult to try and find parts and who to speak to about where to get these parts and who the best place to get these parts from. And I always found it frustrating because some people just wouldn't be direct, or they would say go to this company because it's they were friends with those guys from that company or friends with those guys from that company. Me personally, I've got a good reputation with Harley Davidson, West Coast Harley Davidson here in the UK. It's up here in central Scotland. But most of my parts I try and source independently. I like to provide into these other smaller companies and bring all these parts together and do a little bit of research. So that's why I've done this. I've created these videos, and so if you guys come across my videos and looking for information on the Night Rod and you see parts on that bike, I'll happily share that information. Send me a message and I will tell you the best place where to look for this information, look for these parts. And if you're having any doubts on do you think it will be the best part for your bike, I'll just answer you honestly and say it depends what you want to do with your bike. Do you want the bike to be road going? Do you want the bike to be a show bike? Is it going to be your second bike that comes out every third Saturday of the year? I don't know. But we are all different, and that's what makes the world go round. Okay, so I did mention on the end of my last video that I was got another project bike ongoing. It's actually my 2015 Street Glide Special. I'll provide a quick picture to that right here for everybody to have a quick look at. It's right now it's a standard Street Glides 2015 Street Glide Special with a few extra modifications. I have 19-inch Roland Sands 8-pack Z-bar 8 tires on it. I have a stage 1 and I have a S&S AK45 exhaust cans or mufflers on it. They sound amazing with the stage 1 and on the Street Glide. It's a 103 cubic inch motor that's in my Street Glide. So the plan. It is the worst kept secret because I'm so excited for this to be happening. I am going for the stage 5 upgrade. Going straight for it. I'm going to turn my Street Glide into a full-on performance bagger. Now, performance baggers, there are not a lot of them here in the UK. As I've mentioned before, I have been to America quite a lot. We're right into the culture. So what I'm going to try and do is try and bring a little bit of that American motorcycle culture here to Scotland. It's not going to happen overnight. There's a few people tried and it hasn't worked. Me personally, I don't do it for anybody else, I do it for me, and I would hope to be the person that you can turn around and say, wow, he has tried it. I just like to try and be something a bit different, and for me, because when I go and see these things over in Orlando at the Ace Cafe or go down to Orlando Harley Davidson, some of these places you guys might already be aware of, I love seeing these bikes. I actually think they're absolutely fantastic, and I'm fortunate enough that I have the time and the opportunity to do this. So it's going in for its stage 5 in the next few weeks. So in order for me to be ready for the stage 5, I started to gather some parts. Now, the stage 5 is a list of mechanical equipment. I'm not going to rhyme it all off here. You can find it, it's Harley Davidson supplied. So what I will do is I will take a screenshot of the internet and I will provide it in a link right here, and you'll see it and you'll be able to look at it and see if it's the parcel for you. It takes a 103 cubic inch Harley Davidson motor to a 110 cubic inch motor, but with a bigger cams in it, with a 58 millimeter throttle body in it. It basically changes the valves, it changes the pistons, it does everything. I have heard a stage 3, and the stage 3 is earth shaking. I'm really, really hoping it lives up to its name, because the description in the Harley Davidson catalogue is the tyre shredder. It sounds scary, but it sounds right at the same time. And there's a mechanic yesterday said to me, which I know he'll probably watch this video, it's 3 tyres to the fuel tank. I'll take it, because that means it's something totally different. So as that conversion is being done, I will be getting video footage and I will update you guys once it is complete, and I will continue to update you on what it's like to live with as a day-to-day motorcycle. My Street Glide is the terminology these days uses, is a daily driver. It is my day-to-day bike. My Night Rod is my project bike. I've been riding bike. I've had these bikes for a few years now. I've left them alone, and now I just feel as though I just want to express my creativity on them. So as that gets developed, it will come along. But the rest of this video, I'm going to show you some of the parts that I've accumulated to put on the Street Glide, and I want you to have a look to see what you think. Drop me some comments, see what you think, see if you have any alternatives. It's too late now, I have paid for them, but I'll show you what I'm doing to mine, to my stage 5, to just do a little few changes here and there. This is just going to be progressive. I'm going to do the engine performance first, and then I'm going to upgrade the suspension. I'm going to upgrade the rear suspension to piggyback suspension, and then the front forks I'll maybe do next summer. I'm actually going to change the full front end suspension setup to an Olin's front end, hopefully. It's just to give the bike a bit more of that dynamic riding approach. It'll still be a Harley Davidson at its core, but I'm going to change its riding dynamics, and I can't wait to experience it, because this is a bike that I'm going to keep. So first things first, okay, we all know that the faster the bike goes, we need to make sure that the controls are go. So with the stage 5 tyre shredder kit, it comes with an upgraded clutch. Alright, so what I have decided to do is I have decided, and go more power, we need more brakes to go with it. So I've upgraded, so I decided to get myself a hold of some performance machine. This is your clutch master cylinder and your brake master cylinder right here. So quick glance at those, they're still in the wrappers, so to speak. I haven't taken them out, they're going to be fitted at the same time. These come with master cylinders, they come with levers in the box, which I haven't taken out yet. It comes with the required switches for the brakes to obviously activate the brake light, and also for the kits for the clutch, so for your clutch cables and your banjo bolts to attach onto there. We know that Harley Davidson parts, especially the master cylinders, they do leak, and they're not great because they start to corrode underneath the black paint. And I have seen what they do, they just sand them down, repaint them with black paint and carry on. I started to think that just looked a little bit, after spending so much money on this motorcycle, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade these things. These were highly recommended. They come with levers. I was actually quite pleasantly surprised that they actually came with levers. I was only expecting the actual master cylinder and the plate, but they came with the lever, and I'm more than impressed, because I bought myself another set of levers and I'll show you them in a second. So these performance machine parts actually came from a company in the UK called Arch Custom. I'll provide a link for that in the down below the video. It's archcustom.co.uk. I haven't done any dealings with them as in on a face-to-face. It was all online, really straightforward. Description: I want these. This is for my bike. Perfect. Website's fantastic. Done its job. So that's all it came from them. Then, as per normal, you're upgrading the throttle body on the stage 5. More air, more boom. Right, push, bang, blow. Okay, so decided to upgrade the intake. Now, right now, I have a K&N, air filter and a Screaming Eagle. But this time, I decided to go for a S&S dual intake. Now this is the plenum chamber, as you can see, very nice chrome finish, very nice. I've had a look at the wells on it, look absolutely fantastic. You probably really can't make out much in the video at all, but the build quality is absolutely fantastic there. It comes, the full kit comes with all the gaskets, the backing plates, the full thing. It's got the S&S logos etched into the plates there, absolutely love that. So that's just the plenum chamber, and it also comes with the actual intake filters themselves. I haven't taken them out of the plastic yet, but as you can see, there's the S&S logos on the chrome end there. They are red. A couple of Jubilee clips there to keep them fastened on. I've also got the rain socks there, so there's 2 of them there, just 2 boxes. So they are the S&S parts. They came from America, and I got them from a company called Revzilla. So Revzilla is almost like the world supermarket of motorcycle parts. You go in, you type in the year of your motorcycle, what it is, and it comes up with a massive list of everything. You then say, what are you looking for? I am looking for intakes, and I knew what I was looking for because I recommended this to a friend of mine who put this on his Breakout, Harley's 2016 Breakout, and what a difference he noticed after he took the tuner and got it all set up. So I think with a stage 5, I'm going to keep using this word stage 5 because I can't wait for the stage 5 to be fitted. So that is part of the process for that. I have this beside me. It's just a little indication to say, yes, I am still going to be using my Screaming Eagle Pro tuner as my, basically ECU, I think it's EFI. A lot of people have upgraded to FP3. I've spoke to Harley Davidson, I spoke to the master technician there, and they have said that the software is good enough to run the stage 5 tyre strider. I'll happy enough to stick with that, so we'll see how it goes. If another bridge we'll have to cross when it comes to, if it's not sufficient, we'll deal with that, but it's the love of modifying that we do it for. I've got until next spring to get this completed. It just happens to be due to my working life outside of YouTube and riding motorcycles that I have a short period of time to try and get things organised. So we'll get to that stage for the next time I come back. So other parts I got is more aesthetics, because I've done the engine and I've got a nice intake and I've got nice big SS exhausts. I've got the new performance machine upgrades for the brakes and the clutch, and I've got a big dual clutch. I'm looking at to try and make things a little bit nicer on the bike, bring it into the 21st century, the performance bagger way. It's not a cheap process. I wish I had the funds to do it in once, but it doesn't. It just takes months to build up, but I'm really looking forward to it. So one part of that process is I've bought these. I'll put these up to the camera. These are blanking plugs. So what I'm doing is I'm taking off the original mirrors from the bat wing on the streak light that stick out the side. I'm going to remove those, put these plugs in place, and I'm going to attach mirrors that will drop down from the ape hangers downwards, so it gives it that proper sleek look because of the size of the ape hangers on my street light. So with that, on my last video with the night rod, you may have seen that I bought the Kuriakin and was it Heavy Industry mirrors for it. They were all matte black. They went with the bike. It was a moody thing. They're really smart. And I decided, well, these are both my bikes, so I'd like them to share some of my visions for my bike. So I went and bought the same mirrors, but just with a different finish. So these ones are chrome with the matte black, almost like case inside. I haven't taken them out of the box yet, but that is what they look like. So that is obviously looking at them on the normal position of sitting on top of the assembly on your handlebars, whereas the way that I'm going to have them is looking like so, is upside down, which is, for me, is perfect because they are ape hangers. Your arms are higher than your shoulders, so when you're looking in your mirrors, you're looking down, and that is how I'm going to have them. These are fantastic mirrors. If you're ever going to look at them, they are from Kuriakin, Heavy Industry mirrors. I got them from Revzilla as well, which I said I'll put a link on the below the video for Revzilla. They're absolutely fantastic. $30 to ship to the UK. $30. It was here less than a week for the United States, and it came in this big box delivered to my door. Here you are, Gareth. Here is your big box of magic. Big box of magic. It is magic. It's great. It's like Christmas when the stuff comes. It's absolutely fantastic. So, looking around Revzilla and looking at the parts for it. So I got my air filters, I got my caps, I've got my new mirrors. I was thinking, well, while I'm here, is there anything else I want to get? It's $30 to ship it. Why not? Let's just throw it on. Let's see. If I've got some, let's see what I can find for, you know what I mean, I had, convert it to the US dollars at $100. Let's see what I get for $100, because it's all coming in the same box anyway. So I found this new company. I had a look at them on Instagram, like Facebook, the whole, even YouTube. It's a company called Thrashing. Now, it sounds cool. It's got a lightning bolt. What isn't cool? It's not got a lightning bolt on it. Let's be honest here. We all want lightning bolts. So I got this points cover, and this thing is wicked. Right? I don't know how good that is on that camera, but that looks wicked. You can see how polished it is. You can actually see the reflection on my GoPro. That is cool. So that's the points cover for the Street Glide Special. They are a new company in development. If you look them up, it's basically made in the USA. It's thrashingsupply.com. I will link them in the video as well, but I got them through Revzilla.com. As I said, Revzilla.com is just an all-stop shop where you can buy everything, but I do think we have to give a little shout out to Thrashing, because I do think their parts are well built. So one of the biggest things I'll have to explain to everybody is that I keep getting asked questions. I have two Harley Davidsons. I'm not going to deny it, I have two. My wife rides as well. She has one, so there's three in this family. So two of them have ape hangers on them. Now, when I was a kid, I grew up and I always wanted a big chopper with ape hangers on them, and as the new thing to say now is, I'm an adult and I make money, so I spend on silly things, and I spend on silly things. So I bought big ape hangers for a motorcycle. But the ache is, as I'm getting older now, is it's the grip. You're up high, you're trying to like brake and clutch, you know, at the same, like, you know, obviously at the same time, or what you're doing, and you know, you're up, arms up high, you can get a little bit of circulation, maybe lose a bit of strength. So I found these. I don't know if I'm going to install them, right? But these are Karayakin, and they're called trigger levers. Now, I haven't taken out the box yet because I want to make sure when they get fitted to the bike, everything's fine. So if I need to send them back to the States, I have all the package in there. But once I have them done, I will show you, I'll give you a proper review on these. Now, what you can see here on the triggers is little bits that stick out probably about here. Okay, I'll just point my finger right there, okay? And what that's meant to help you with is, it's meant to help you when you're trying to, you know, bring that like grip to bring in your like front brake and bring in your clutch, so you're not fully relying on all the pressure going into your like your ligaments here, or your, you know, your tendons, sorry, in your hands and your fingers, because sometimes you might get sore after a long day of like bike riding. I get sore after 2 or 3 hours of riding the street glide sometimes. If it's out in the open, riding on motorways, it's fine, because I stick it in top gear and we're jamming, I can drop one hand and I'm quite cool, and then I can swap them round and things. But when you're doing a bit more country roads, B roads, and you're maybe like changing gear a bit more often, applying brakes front and rear a bit more often, you get strain on your hands. So these triggers are meant to be alleviate, but we'll see what happens. As I said, I wasn't expecting the levers to come with the performance machine. Very pleasantly surprised. They're really well built, so I might just leave them on, but I'd like to try the triggers as well, because that actually might help me with my bike riding. That's probably the one thing that I will say that I do suffer from, is just that little bit of fatigue in my hands, just because of the 8 pounders. You know, I did want to go bigger than 19s, but at the time 19s were the biggest I could find. Now you can get 21s and 22s, and I just wish I was 7 foot tall. But yeah, these are perfect. So this is everything I've got so far. I would like some more, but that will come over time, because the bike, it is now coming up towards winter time. The bike is getting taken away in about 3 weeks to start getting work done on it. Once that work gets done and the bike comes back, we'll do more reviews. I'll give you an update, like videos on the actual build of the Stage 5, and it's like on its first start up, and see what it sounds like when it's fired up. I'm so looking forward to this. It won't have the same crack as like maybe like a Dyna, or maybe like another soft tail, because the touring bike, the exhaust system is so long, you know what I mean, it drones out the exhaust tone. And I have seen, you know, like in the States, what they've done is they've taken away the big dual long exhausts, you know, like the mufflers that extend underneath the bags, and they've dropped it into some really short exhaust that pokes out the side. I really like that, but for me to complement that, it is going to have to be big extended bags. Now, bodywork for these Harleys sometimes can be more expensive than the mechanical aftermarket parts, but we'll see how I feel. But I do like my S&S exhaust. I'm really happy that I've got my S&S exhaust, I've got S&S intakes, I've got my performance machine parts, but we'll all work together. We'll soon find out. It's all basically all this information here is coming from me. This is everything that I am doing on this to do my vision. This isn't somebody else's idea. This is just something that I said, well, let's sit and work this all out, put this all together, and see what I come out with. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, then I don't see it. It's not a failure. It's a let's lesson and move on. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this video tonight, guys. As I say, this is my second YouTube video. I did promise that what I like to do is just bring information to YouTube for people who are just starting out. So I appreciate anybody who likes to subscribe to my channel, like it, follow it, hit that notification bell, as they all say now, and I appreciate every new subscriber. And any information that you need from me to modify any of your Harley Davidsons, please let me know. And as I say, this channel will just be giving constant updates on the upgrades on my motorcycles over the coming months to years, and then moving on to the next endeavour. So have a good one, hope all is well, take it easy.
Touchdown like the end zone.